Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you can all hear me. Just put your cameras on for a split second so I can at least see some faces before we start. Always good to know. Hey, Kaiser, Pamela, Luto, JV. Cool. Nice to see you all. Sometimes feels like a podcast. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Paul. We've got Gina
I'm
Maria.
good, Charles. Thank
Hi.
you.
That's great. That's great. All righty then. So I think let's kick off with a little bit of a Q&A session. There are a few things we need to cover this afternoon. So I'm going to ask you to give me your feedback on the progress that you've made so far. I know we've had some updates on the platform last week, which did delay a few submissions. People had some issues, but I believe most of it has been sorted. Always with there's a major update, there are always some hiccups. So, but I think that's all been fixed now and sorted, so there shouldn't be an issue. But if you still encounter any problems on any level, please let me know so that I can take it up with the platform people. Okay, but I'm going to open the floor for a couple of minutes just with some feedback, whether it is challenges that you picked up or anything that you want to share with the rest of the group on your progress to this far. I know and I've given feedback to most, if not all, Milestone 1 submissions. I will be doing the Milestone 2s tomorrow. There's been quite a significant number of Milestone 2s submitted. Let me share my screen. Just so that you are all on board, so that follow my thought processes here. This will be what your facilitator dashboard will look like. You'll see there are quite a few cohorts on mine. They're not all my classes. I just follow some of them closely, and I support the faculty within some of these classes. This is the Africa FDP program, which we are all on now at this moment. You'll see that there's my name as the facilitator. When you create your cohort, your name will reflect there as the facilitator. No upcoming events, so I haven't created any upcoming events as yet, or again. But there's a scorecard here that we haven't discussed much. Now, what the scorecard allows me as a facilitator to see is to see who's done what. So as you can see, there's been, I can see quiz attempts, 25 people got 80% or above, another 11 got 70, so forth. We're going to touch on the quizzes in a moment. You can see the scorecard as well. I can see the milestone status, and I can download this all as a report. And you will also have the same functionality as a facilitator on your dashboard. So just click on the milestone. If you want to go to the milestones, you'll see that I've got 48 out of 78 Milestone 1 submissions. There are already 28 out of 78 Milestone 2s, and somebody's already submitted a Milestone 1. So as far as the Milestone 3, as far as Milestone 1s are concerned, everybody did very, very good. I have to give you all a big high five, thumbs up. Everybody did exceptionally well on Milestone 1. So well done on that. What we're going to do shortly is I'm going to show you how the evaluation is done. I kept my venture open here specifically to show you in real time how the evaluation will be done and how it is completed. But before we do that, I just want to stop my screen share and go back to the floor and ask anybody with your hand, just put your hand up if you have any feedback or anything worth sharing so far on your journey. I know most have completed Milestone 1, most are busy with Milestone 2, and we will follow on next steps shortly. But any feedback from anybody? Come on, guys. We've got 41 people in this room. I'm sure somebody must have an opinion. or a challenge? Also.
Hi, Charles. Sorry, it's
Hi,
Susan.
Boipelo.
Hi, Charles.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, it's I'm commuting and I will be at my desk shortly. That's why I couldn't raise my hand because I can't
No problem.
touch my phone. So I've got you on speaker. But yeah, just to say, I think I did send some feedback via email as well. I think it's I only did and submitted milestone 1, but I think it's amazing and what the system and the program actually online program can do. I did have some difficulty just with the using the getting the feedback because I don't know if it maybe the system at that time because we were always trying to submit milestone 1 on time before the extension. If it was just clogged or was just picking up different pitch decks. So I was getting feedback for like different kind of industries and sectors and stuff on there. So that was maybe just something to look into and that. And I don't know if because I did it twice, then it just automatically submitted my pitch deck without that feedback. But that was just from that section. But otherwise, yeah, nothing. Yeah, I think it was like it's a good system and a good program. There's just the navigating I just had to get used to
Yeah.
as well, going back and forth with the different modules and then remembering to go back home because then it automatically skips like to the next section if you don't remember to press the home like
Yes,
icon
yes.
to go back. So that's the only thing. So I might have missed like in the first few sections when I was doing it and realized only when I was doing the quiz that perhaps I missed something along the way.
Not to
But
worry,
yeah,
not to worry. If you
yeah.
miss anything, I'll show you how to pick up on that and how to catch up or just course correct if there's anything you think you might have missed. So
Okay,
thanks
great.
for the feedback, Mary. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Who else have we got? Boipelo. Boipelo, you got your hand up.
Thank you, Charles.
Sure.
I think number one is that I struggle to find my feedback. I still haven't seen how it looks like. Even at some point, I was wondering if I submitted properly.
Not to worry. I'll show you how to. I get a sense that some people missed that piece when I did share a bit of feedback how to find it, but I'll show you guys now in real time how to
Okay.
and where to find the feedback because we're going to do that now. I'm going to actually do an evaluation on my own milestone 1 submission. Hopefully, I didn't do too bad, but I will. I'll show you where to find the feedback afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. That's fine.
sure
The
thing.
second thing is I'm just blown away about the detail and approach of the course. How it takes you through things. I think if you finish the course and you've gone through it thoroughly, you have no reason to not be clear about your business by the end of it all. I have much appreciation about the approach that you've used in developing the course. It's just amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, thank you for that. And just on that note, we are continuously tweaking it and improving it. So you'll always find there are a few changes, a few tweaks here and there to make it better because we use feedback that we get quite a bit and then apply that feedback on certain things to make it smoother, easier to use, and perhaps more effective. Just on your point on the outcome of the program, I think for us, as facilitators. I've done this a few times now myself, and every time when I go through this whole process of development, I sort of get surprised by what I find. But from an entrepreneur or a student's perspective, this is the dark side of the moon for them. They've never been here. Yes, maybe some entrepreneurs might have done something similar or in some regard, touched on a few things. Things like a lean canvas is covered in many programs, although it's also included in this one as well. But I think it's more of a mindset and a skill set that you get to adopt and, make your own. Not just but because let's be honest, as students, we've got students at university or college level or so on. Some of them might be very serious about starting a venture. Some of them might have already started something that they want to, move forward or develop on. But in many cases, and I know most of our academic partners, university partners, the students take this course as part of their curriculum. And they come into it not knowing anything. But what they take away from this is our skill set and mindset that they can take with them beyond, this point in time, or with the point in time when they come into the program. It's something that hopefully they can reapply, and when they come across an opportunity in life or a business opportunity, whether it's in the next month or in the next 5 years, doesn't matter. Hopefully some of this will, come back to them, and they can, what, now I remember I have to, I see this great opportunity, this business idea, but let me look at the problem that it'll solve. How big is the problem? How big is the need? Let's start with that. Instead of jumping headfirst into this new opportunity that comes my way, let me go back and validate this, and take it through that development process. Hopefully that's the skill set that students will take away from a program like this. Yeah, and also, we've seen this many times over the last. Yesterday, I sent one of our older faculty from UKZN an update. She's presenting at a conference, and she asked me for some data and feedback from the foundation, and just on our region. And it actually took me by surprise when I had to go back into the data and find that we have, to date, since 2020, because we actually launched in 2019, and then it was sort of, many of our programs were put on hold due to COVID. So the momentum really just picked up late 2020, in the beginning of 2021. To date, we have put 7,800 plus students and idea stage entrepreneurs through our programs. And it's primarily Ignite, because we only of recent did we start to tweak Ignite to become an academic program as well. So that was quite surprising. And I think I can't remember, let's see if I can find that feedback that I gave to her, and I can quote some real numbers here, but give me a second. Yeah, so sorry, my mistake. It was 7,620 students that's completed our program from 2021 up until to date at this point in 2025. Out of the 7,620, this year alone, 2,230. So almost a third of the numbers come from this year. That's how quickly this program is becoming more and more adopted across Africa. I'm talking this is only numbers for countries that include Botswana, South Africa, Madagascar, Rwanda, Kenya, and Egypt, and South Africa. That's where those numbers come from. So this year we've expanded quite extensively, many new partners coming on board, many of them are in the room. So out of the 7,620 in total that have taken part or completed our program from 2021 to 2025, this year, in the first half of this year, was 2,230 out of that number. So what we also tracked was the viable ventures. So the point being is, out of that 7,620, we established 707 viable ventures, an actual business that was confirmed and validated by an external jury. And many of those ventures actually took off. And currently, to date, we have got 91 operational businesses. That is a direct result of students taking our program at university. 91. It doesn't sound like a big number, but 91 operational businesses that are They are cost. The foundation is done. We're not. They're running solo on their own. They are employing people. They're generating income. They are growing, expanding their footprint. This is 91 businesses that was started out of the 707 that was evaluated as being viable. Now, there obviously more will come from the 707. Students don't always start a business right away. Sometimes they finish their studies. They take a couple of years before the business actually starts, because we keep in touch with them on a sort of alumni basis. We've got our own impact team that keep in touch with students. So after a student completes our program, any student, we do an evaluation on the outcome that was achieved. And we validate whether that student has created a viable business. Viability is not a key outcome on academic level. So it's not something that comes forced, as a result. It's something that gets generated sort of organically as the students adopt the program and they apply the thinking and so on. But the impact team keep track of them. There's surveys sent out to them on a continuous basis, and those that gets certified as being viable ventures, they are monitored closely and engaged in, for a couple of years to see who started, when did they start, how did they start, what can we do to help improve or give them more leverage to make sure that they get off the ground successfully. Anyway, that was just a bit of feedback on my part. So what we're going to do is a quick evaluation. And I'm recording the session, so you guys can always refer back to this recording in future to help you to do your evaluation. Now, I'm going to do a couple of cheat evaluations, and this is something that you can also do. It's not by any means deemed to be, I almost want to call it illegal. No, you can use ChatGPT to help you to do evaluations. However, what I suggest and what I will do from my side is I will share with you guys the prompt required to do this effectively, to do it correctly. Okay, so let's start. My business is called AfriStore. So as a facilitator now, what you need in front of you to do an evaluation is the actual slide. Now, I don't have access to your dashboards as a facilitator, but I can see the cohorts in front of me, or the ventures, and I can search for the venture that I want to evaluate. So AfriStore, there we go. I can click on that. Then I can download the presentation here. You see, this is what the student completed. Remember, I'm looking at this. This is a facilitator dashboard, not your student dashboard. This is a facilitator dashboard, and this is what the student has submitted. Right? So what I need to do is download this. You can use this and work through it online, but it's very time consuming. What I'm sharing with you is a process that I have adopted and refined that works well. Nothing gets taken away from the student using this. They get, I think in many cases, they will get much better insight and feedback on an evaluation done on this basis than what we as facilitators might give. We're not experts. I'm no expert in this, but AI has become an expert. Okay, so I've created prompts that I use. I've created an FDP Milestone 1 prompt, a Milestone 2 prompt, and a Milestone 3 prompt. So now I'm going to use the Milestone 1 prompt. Just wait for it to load. My internet is always slow when I use ChatGPT online. So what I do, after I've uploaded the prompt, I add the file. I just upload the file that I've downloaded on my computer. There's the AfriStore presentation. Now, what I do is I upload this into ChatGPT. Remember, I've already gave the prompt. What I will do is I'll give the prompt to you guys on a Word document. All you then need to do is copy and paste that prompt into a chat on your chat GPT or any AI that you use. Okay. And it'll use the metric, the correct metric to do the evaluation. So entered the presentation. Let's give it some time. It's always a bit slow when it does this, because now what's happening is it's actually evaluating that whole presentation. The whole presentation is being evaluated using the prompts, which I will show to you now what the prompts looks like. I just don't want to mess around with this while it's thinking, because it does tend to create an error if you jump between screens. Well, that's what I found. So let's see. It might take a while. While it's busy doing that, let's go to the prompt. Hopefully, I'm not jeopardizing the whole process here, but now I'm going to the Milestone 1 scoring. Now, what you do is I download all of the presentations first, and I rename them according to the business, to the venture name. Remember, we evaluate a venture. We're not evaluating a student, and the venture might actually contain more than one student, and they will all get the same feedback. So now going to Milestone 1, I can now do the evaluation. See, if it's ready to be evaluated, it'll say evaluate now. If it's not, it'll have a gray, it'll be grayed out. So this is the metric that is used on the platform to do the evaluation on. And you've got a little space there to type in your own feedback. Now, this basically looks at the slides individually, starting at the problem statement. So if we start at the problem statement, that would be the problem statement there. And we can then look at the metric and see, is it missing? In other words, did the student complete the task? Is it ambiguous? In other words, is it difficult to understand? Doesn't make sense? It's a little bit difficult to read. Does it give you the basic understanding? In other words, it provides a general idea of the problem/opportunity, but lacks a clear definition or specific detail. Is it well defined? Clearly defines, focuses on a problem opportunity, but lacks a little bit of in-depth detail. And this is all of them are scored out of 5. So 1 would be missing, 2 would be ambiguous, 3 would be basic understanding, 4 would be well defined, and 5 would be a highly specific. So let's see what we have so far. Yeah, it's completed the evaluation. So in this case, the feedback is that the problem statement is clear and reported problem. Supported. Limited access, there's the problem statement summarized, and there's guidance. So in other words, it'll give us some insight where there's room to improve. This is a great example of combining a macroeconomic barrier with a relatable user challenge to justify an accessible platform model. So it does give a bit of feedback. So what I do, I go like this and I copy, and I've given the 5, and I just put that in there. So now the student gets a very, very detailed feedback, and they understand, yes, I'm on the right track. Because what you can do as a facilitator is you can try and read through all of this and make sense and go do research and all of that. Yes, you can, and you can give very short feedback. You don't have to type up sentences or paragraphs in feedback. You can just say straight away, yes, you're on the right track. No, I think you're missing out on this or that. So far, I'm not doing too bad, though. My problem opportunity statement is deemed to be highly specific. My market segmentation is exceptional. Okay. See, I copy that in. So the segmentation is broken down directly into the primary and secondary markets. Primary market being young adults in urban Africa, secondary being small electronic retailers. Some guidance here, meaning I could consider future segmentation by device type. In other words, in future, I can also start to look at which market adopts what sort of product best. Just a little bit of detailed feedback there. Then I look at the customer persona. And again, my customer persona Lebo is well crafted. You have a strong jobs to be done across all dimensions. Clearly illustrates functional, emotional, and social jobs aligned. Guidance, great work. So I'm giving myself a nice, well, ChatGPT is considering giving me a nice pat on the back. So let's see what am I correct. Yeah, it's 5. So I give it a 5. And you see it scores it. It gives it a score, 5. I'm getting full marks so far. Problem validation. So we look at the problem validation. There we go. Now this is a interesting point, guys. Always make sure your students do as many problem interviews as they think would be physically viable. Rather more than less. That's what I would say. You know, you can rather do more than not enough. Doing 5 or so problem interviews is not going to validate a problem for you. Doing 15, yes, that could work, but it's very much dependent on the sector or the industry that the student is focused on. But if it is, in this case, whether this is an e-commerce business, e-commerce is very broad. It is, you know, it's retail, it's customers. You have to validate this with as many people as possible. So 17 in person and 10 virtual interviews would be considered good. And out of the 27, you need about the 80% that find the problem to be important. And out of that 80%, well, out of the 27, maybe 85% that's dissatisfied with the alternatives. Now, we are giving it in a hypothetical sense. In real time, in real world, doing this as an entrepreneur will take a lot of time. As a student on the program, we don't have that time, so we ask the students to use a little bit of what we would say imagination, but not. I can put in there 500 interviews. I'm not going to fool anybody by doing that. It's not viable. Doesn't make sense. It needs to be sensible. The number of interviews conducted or that must be conducted. What is possible to do in person? What is possible to do virtual? And that's what they need to focus on. So you'll find that in the feedback that I've given, and I'll show you guys where that feedback is so that you can all go and read up on it, that the feedback does point out where there are missed gaps. So in other words, if there are not enough problem interviews done, it will be noted as such. Okay. So I've got 5 out of 5 for everything. Guys, I've done this many times, so don't think yours is not good enough if you get 3 and 3.5. That's the norm, you know. That's normal for everybody. What happens is your milestone 1, usually students score reasonably low in milestone 1 because this is the first time they're doing it. As they complete milestone 1 and they move into milestone 2, there's a lot that's going to become more clearer to them. They will start to understand the problem in more detail, and they've got the opportunity, as you do, to go back and apply the feedback, change it, fix it, bring it up to date, make the changes that they want to make. That's what it is. That's the purpose of the feedback, you know. Whether you give feedback verbally or you give feedback in a written context, remember the feedback goes to the venture, and the students, whether it's a group or an individual who's created the venture, they will all get the same scoring. Okay. So that's just a little bit of an example on how to do milestone feedback using the metric. And I will share these prompts, these AI prompts with you on a Word document. I'll put it on the WhatsApp group. Go and test it out. You know, create a WhatsApp or Chat GPT account if you haven't got one yet. Upload the the prompts, you can just copy and paste it into a chat, save it, call it something else, or call it something as a milestone 1 evaluation so that you've got access to it in future. Download and upload your own slides, your own business model into that, give it a test, see what it does. You don't have to provide or type the input in like I've done now as a facilitator, but at least you get to test the process yourself in a little bit more detail. Any questions on the scoring and evaluation? Everybody clear on this? Yes, Mado, can you hear me?
Good evening.
Hi.
My question is not about what you've just guided us on how to. My question is about creating a cohort. Could you please go over the instruction again? I think I missed something.
I've got a recording. It was one of the very first sessions that we did that I will share. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to put all of those recordings because they are nicely named. So you'll find where to do this, how to create that. I'll put all of those recordings on an email and I'll share it with everybody so that you've got those links. Those videos are on YouTube. They will be there most probably until who knows when. But instead of me taking you through the whole, because it's a difficult process to just explain again. You need to actually do it to show it. I will share the recordings with everybody, and then you'll be able to just follow the steps. It's very, very straightforward. There's not much to it, but it's very difficult for me to just demonstrate that again. Okay. So sorry, apologies for that, but yeah, I'll share the chat. Anyway, any other questions? Anything on the scoring and evaluation process? Hey?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. I have a question about the milestone evaluation.
Yes.
Do the students have a possibility to resubmit their milestone after the assessment?
No. They can
No.
only go back and apply the fixes, and it will reflect in the next milestone.
Okay.
So they can go back, they can apply your suggestions, they can fix whatever was wrong in milestone 1, but it will only be there when you do the evaluation for milestone 2, will you be able to see it. The same goes for milestone 3. What we are looking at the moment is to allow, and this is still being discussed around the globe, is to see if we can get milestone 3 to have 2 submissions done. Because what we found was that in some cases, students submit milestone 3, the facilitator gives feedback on milestone 3, but the student cannot go and apply it. Yeah? So milestone 3 is a tricky one to do. You need to be spot on when you submit milestone 3. So we are looking at seeing if it's possible to allow students to resubmit milestone 3, but it'll only be for milestone 3. The others, you can go back, the students can go and apply the changes, and it will reflect in the following milestone, and it'll be scored again. Because at each milestone, you will look at the problem statement, and you'll be able to evaluate, has the problem statement been improved? Is it still the same? Are there still some gaps at milestone 2? But when we get to milestone 3, once they've clicked submit, that's it. So we will look at, we're busy looking at it. We've had that discussion from a global team to see if it's viable for us to change the program to allow a milestone 3 resubmission.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. How's the weather in Madagascar, Faye? Right? Sorry, she can't hear us. Anyway,
I can't hear you. Sorry.
No, I was asking what's the weather like in Madagascar at the moment?
It's cold.
You're also having winter like us.
Yes.
Thanks, Faye. Anyway, so guys, yes, so that's how we do the evaluation. Yeah? Now, what happens now? The student needs, and this is where some of us are stuck. Don't know where to go and look for the evaluation. So this is now the student logging in. This is a student login dashboard. I'm the student. I want to see the feedback that my facilitator gave my milestone submission. So the student will go to the journey. And there are a few ways of doing this. I'm going to go take the obvious. The first one is to just the student can click on the My Venture tab. This will be the My Venture dashboard. When they scroll down, you'll see there are 3 milestones. This one is open. It says it's active. Assignment 0 of 1. Let's see if it opens up. Now that we've no, it doesn't open up yet. Sometimes it takes a while to, I've just done the submission, so it might take a while before it actually reflects on the student side. But this is where you go. If you click on it as a student, there's nothing for you to upload here. Students can't upload anything. All they will find here will be the slide with the feedback once that is reflects on their dashboard. So you'll see we're a little bit too quick for it. Doesn't show there yet. The other way of looking for it, or where students can find the feedback, is in the actual milestone. This one says submit. I hope I didn't evaluated the wrong one. Might very well be. Let's see. Hydroworld. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry, my mistake. I logged into the wrong student dashboard here. That's why it doesn't want to show there. Go figure, no? Right, so maybe we're in the right student profile now. See, I've got a few different ones that that looks better. All right, so let's try that again. Remember, I'm a student. I'm going to find the feedback that my facilitator gave me. I clicked on my venture. You'll see here, it's now showing 1 of 1 has been submitted. If I click on the little light bulb or the big light bulb, it'll take me to a similar page what the facilitator saw. There's the metric that the facilitator used along with the feedback. Right? So the feedback that I gave is there. It's listed there. So that's where you'll find the feedback that I provided to you guys as well. Okay. There's the feedback on the problem, the market segmentation, the customer persona. So go onto your dashboards as a student, your student dashboards. Go click on your venture tab. Let me show you again. My venture tab here on top right hand corner. It doesn't take us to the bottom. There you go. We click on that. Scroll down. Click on the milestone 1 or the milestone 2. You see that this milestone 2 has not been submitted, nor is the milestone 3. But the milestone 1 shows 1 of 1 assignments. It's been submitted. It is closed. But click on it. There's the presentation that I submitted as a student. And this is the feedback that my facilitator provided me. Okay. That's where your feedback will be visible to a student. Boy Pedro, you had your hand up. Question?
Sorry, I clicked the wrong button.
No problem, no problem. Okay, so hopefully you guys can go and find your own feedback now as well that I gave. When you'll go look at your milestone 1 feedback, make sure you applied the suggestions in your milestone 2 before you submit milestone 2. I know many of you have already. Hopefully you've read the feedback from Milestone 1. But if you haven't done so yet, go read the feedback from Milestone 1, apply it, go to your slide, to your business model, go to the specific part of it that was pointed out where there's a gap. You can go and redo anything here, anything from the start. If there's a problem with your problem statement, as a student, you can click on it and redo it. In other words, you can go and update it accordingly. Yeah? If where most people went wrong is with the validation numbers, the number of valid interviews or problem interviews they've completed is not enough. You can now go and fix that. Yeah? You see that there's my 17, and it should be customers to interview, customer script. Let's see, output. There we go. So that's where the output is on that side. So I can now go and update that number. If I didn't do enough customer interviews in person and I got feedback that I need to increase that number, as a student, I can now go and increase it. Okay. I can update anything here and have it ready before we submit milestone 2 or milestone 3 to include those fixes that I needed to do. Any questions, guys? Well, good. Right. So that is the feedback process. And this is very, very important to do. Even if we use ChatGPT to help us do it, it is important for the student to get the feedback promptly. Now, we had a bit of a delay because we are fast tracking this whole process. We're not taking the same time frame as a student or your classes might have in future. So we're rushing it to get through it. But the best thing to do is to, if you've got a milestone 1 closing date, and I'll show you guys how to do that just so that it's fresh in your memory as well. I'm going back to my facilitator dashboard now. Okay. So I'm going to go to the class, the milestones. You see that there are due dates here. Now I can go and change that. As a facilitator, so will you be able to. That's where you open up. When you open up a milestone, let me go to one that's not open yet to show you guys. I'm not going to open it. I just want to show you what it looks like if it's not opened. You see, if you haven't opened up a milestone for submission, it looks like this. To release the milestone, you just click on it. You want to put the date in when it opens up for the student. In other words, if you want them to start with submission by tomorrow, you put the release date there that you want them to open it when they want to start. But you also put in a due date. In other words, a closing date. So you'll have an open date and a closing date. Now you can give them a week or 10 days on a milestone. It's up to you to decide how long you want to give your students to complete the milestone. Usually a milestone takes a week. And there shouldn't be much to do if they've kept up on the work on a weekly basis, followed your classes, submitted their work every week, completed the activities weekly. Well, all they need to do in a milestone week is to review everything. You have a review class as a facilitator. In other words, you let your students come in, and this is milestone 1 week, guys. Bomb me with your questions. How can we help you to make sure that when you submit milestone 1, it's as good as you can get it? Okay. Now you'll see there's an evaluation deadline as well. And this is as important. You need to give yourself not too long, but after the closing date, if the milestone closes on Sunday midnight, make sure your evaluation is done the following week so that the students have a very short turnaround time from submission to getting the feedback that they need in order to prepare themselves for milestone 2. Okay, so make sure you don't spend longer than a week before you provide your feedback. And I know from experience and having worked with academic faculty for many, many years, time is not something that everybody has a lot of. And that's why I've develop this AI process of helping you to do the evaluation quickly and effectively, and the student get the best value feedback. Okay. Mbali, you've got your hand up. Mbali?
Hi, Charles, how are you? Hi, Charles, how are you?
Finding yourself.
Are you fine?
Very well, thanks. And you?
Yes, Charles, just good. Just a quick question. Just wanted to find out, do students get the opportunity to move from milestone 1 to milestone 2 before you open up the submission date?
Yes, they can do the work, but they cannot submit. Yeah, so it's not advisable for students to move faster than what your class pace is. Some students will do that. They will move forward because, yes, they can physically do it. The platform won't stop them from doing it, but they might make a mistake or two or not understand it fully, and then they will actually have to redo it anyway. So advise your students not to jump ahead, but rather stay with you on pace in your classroom, in your classes, so that they get the best value from it. And so I know there are students that are bright and fast. They want to move along quickly, but they cannot submit the milestone until you've opened it. They can do the work up to that point, but they won't be able to submit it until you've opened it up. Okay, any other questions, guys, on the milestone release process, dates, and so forth? I said I would not suggest that you enable peer reviews. This takes very, very long. It's not something that we encourage you to do. Peer reviews is done. Yes, if you've got a small cohort of maybe 5 or 6 students, that's great. If you've got a larger class of 30 or 25 students, don't enable that. Only put in your release date. Some faculty that I know, when they start the program, they already got it planned in advance, so they put the release dates in there well in advance, and it will open up when the time's right. So you can do it that way as well, or wait until the week when it's due, and then you can open it up. But that's what it looks like and how we release the milestones. This is what it looks like where we actually score and evaluate the milestone. Okay, so that's, as you can see now, I can see how many students, or this is ventures, not students. Remember that. If you've got 1 student with 1 venture, that's great. If you've got 5 students with 1 venture, you'll only see the ventures here. You'll only be able to score and evaluate the venture. What the students need to do, and this is absolutely crucial for you to remember. The students need to do the quizzes. Right? And I'm going to show you guys a quick cheat on the quizzes as well for your own understanding. So this is something that you can either share with your students or not, or use it to, how can I say, enhance your own understanding of the quizzes. But you can actually use ChatGPT to do the quizzes as well. I don't consider it cheating. However, that's for you as a faculty to decide whether you want to allow your students to do that. Some of them might do it anyway without your knowledge. So I just want to show you how to do it so that you know you can go now. And remember last time I said you guys must go and do 1 attempt on the quizzes yourself. Now go and do the quizzes. Quiz 1, redo quiz 1, do quiz 2, and do quiz 3 using this method. Okay, and learn from it. So what I'm going to do quickly is it's a copy and paste exercise. This is the only thing that the quiz don't give you. If you don't read it and try and understand it, you're missing out on the purpose of the quiz. But this is a cheat, and I know it's a cheat. That's why I'm sharing it with you. So that, like I say, you decide whether you want to use this for your own understanding, to help you understand the quizzes, or are you going to share it with your students? So You see, basically just copied and pasted the answers, the question in there. It's a very, very straightforward cheat, and it is a cheat. Let's be honest about it, because it takes the learning experience away. But we need to know cheats. If we don't know it, the students will figure it out anyway, and they're going to use it. Whether they use it for good or bad, I don't know. But it's good to know about these cheats and how they work and how to go about this. And I want you guys now to go and do your quiz 2 and quiz 3 using this cheat. Okay, this is not. It's really just for your own experience, so that you can see how to do this and how the students. And look how quickly it goes. It's really a copy and paste exercise. That's all. But I have to point out to you that ChatGPT is not always right. Very few instances where you'll get 100% doing a quiz in this manner. You will get close to it. You'll get an 80%. You'll get a 90% even for that manner. What you will get, but it sometimes gets it doesn't understand the quiz questions right. So you might get a wrong answer. So even doing it as a cheat, not guaranteed that it's going to work for you. Okay, so make sure you're clear on that. And even if for the students, tell them, yes, sure enough, you can go and use ChatGPT to do the quiz, but I'm not going to guarantee you that the answers are all going to be right. They sometimes get wrong. They get it. Sometimes they get it wrong. So see, I'm not going to do the whole quiz now. Otherwise, it's going to take too long. We've got other things to discuss as well. But please go and use this cheat. Redo your quiz 1, do your quiz 2, do quiz 3 using this cheat, so that you can get accustomed to it and understand it, because you're going to see it. Your students are going to use it. And I say again, if you want to use it, at least learn from it. Double check the answers. Read the questions. Look at the feedback that is given. If sometimes, like I said, the ChatGPT gets it wrong, and if it gets it wrong, you're at the disadvantage. It's going to leave you wanting. So make sure the answers that you get from ChatGPT is actually make sense. Make sure you understand the question as well as the answer. Validate it for yourself. You can do it and review the whole. There's only one catch here. You only get 2 chances to do a quiz. 2 chances. As a student and as a facilitator now on this program, you get 2 chances. So I suggest you guys use this cheat, to get the best result. Okay. Remember, you're a student. I'm giving you the cheat, and I'm showing you how to use it. So please go and use it. Go and redo your quiz 1. Go and look at what score you get using the ChatGPT version, or the way. This is what you actually got trying to understand this. Now, if we go through this program, you as a facilitator will spend more time with your students than I have with you guys. And you will delve into the details of each module and each lesson in a lot more time, which will ultimately benefit your student, and they will understand the concepts much, much clearer. And that will help them to do the quizzes themselves and get high scores. For our program for today, for this FDP process, I would encourage you guys to use the cheat mode. It's time consuming to do the quizzes. Do it this way, get it done, and learn from it. Okay, we're almost there. See if we can. I just want to see if I'll intershape what is the score that we're going to get here. What do we do? Let's see. And then sometimes you can make a mistake and then you actually jeopardize yourself as well, you know. So be careful when you do use this cheat mode. Whilst I'm doing this, next thing to discuss on our agenda for tonight will be the teachback sessions. What is expected of each from each of you is there are two ways of doing this. We can schedule a session next week. We can schedule a session same time, same place next week, and you can do it live like we're doing now. Or we can schedule a separate session for groups or for a few of you to come together to do it in smaller numbers or smaller groups. Or you can do a recording just on your phone of you doing the teachback. Now, what does the teachback involve? I'm going to show you guys in a minute what is expected of you to do in the teachback. It's 5 to 10 minutes, no longer than that. And all that it requires of you is to take your students, the audience that is, through the platform as if you are teaching a class, engage them in the platform, show them how to open the lessons, show them how to get into the lesson, show them why it's important that all lessons must be ticked off as green, show them how to use the activities, show them, demonstrate an activity for us, whether you redo one of your own, doesn't matter. But you use the platform that you have as your student platform, and you can select whichever lesson that you want to focus on that you fancy. There's no specific lesson. You can select any lesson from any module that you want to use for your demo teachback. Let's see what the score was. You see, ChatGPT actually got 3 of them wrong. Although it's a nice score, 88%, it's not perfect. Right, so that is the quiz cheat that I wanted to show you guys on. So getting back to the teachback session. The teachback session, let me see if I can find one that I can quickly just replay or play for you guys, just so that you've got an idea of what it involves. It's always good to see it. It's, like I said, it's really just an informal, very, very, very relaxed. All you need to do is introduce yourself. Hi, I'm so-and-so. I'll be your facilitator for today. I want to take you through the Wadhwani platform. We are now doing lesson 5 of module 6, whatever it is that you want to use. It's really up to you. I want you to go into your platforms, open up the introduction, show them how to find the content, how to apply the content, and give them some insight into that. Okay, so let's see if I've got. I'm gonna have to unshare my screen and share it again so that I can share my audio. So this is a recording of a teachback session that was held earlier this year. Let's see if we can find. Okay, I'm going to play the recording, guys. So bear with me. Let me know if the audio is not loud enough, if you can't hear it or see it. This is just a demonstration of somebody who's done a teach back so that you know what to expect. Okay, here we go. We start by opening up our platforms. We go into the module so lesson one. Take us through it. Let me know when you're ready to start. And I'm not going to clock time you, but it's just to keep an eye so that we don't. It's easy to get caught up in this, and it takes 15 minutes.
Yeah. But I have my timer here as well, so
Okay,
it
cool.
will help.
So when you're ready,
Okay. I am.
I'm just going to pause it there. Is the audio good? Can you guys hear the audio? Just want to see a thumbs up. Anybody? Cool. Here we go.
Ready? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay.
Go.
So let me start my time. So good evening, class. I'm so glad that you have made it to this session today. Today I'd like us to have an overview of module 1.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you have gone through the agenda and the orientation. And now we start with problem identification, which is module 1. So we'll do an overview of lesson 1. I'd like to make sure that all of us are, first of all, able to navigate through the lesson, and then also give you tips on how to get the most out of this platform. So Module 1, Lesson 1, it has 4 lessons. Module 1, Lesson 1 is develop a macro industry problem perspective. So when you click on that, it gives you an outline of what you can expect from here. You have the pre-session content, which has 2 activities. The session content has 3 activities. Then this particular lesson has a survey. This is not the standard in all the lessons, but this one has a survey. And then it also leads you to the mandatory coursework. So we'll just quickly look at each of these. So we can start with the introduction. We click on start. It takes you to the introduction page. So you're still able to navigate, see what you need to get done. You can open them up, but when you open the introduction to start, you can see that it starts with terminology that you can look deeper into. So this is a page that it will come to. These are the critical terms, and then it also gives you additional terms that are good to see. So we can click on critical terms, and it takes us to 5 terms that we can get into. Now, if you want to know where you need to click, if there's an active page or something deeper to go into, you can use this interactive elements icon. So when you click on it, it shows you all the buttons that you can press to move to another page. For example, the industry term. When you click on industry, we get inbuilt YouTube video. So you have the definition, both in written format as well as 45 to 50 seconds clip of the definition. And the good thing about listening to this is that you not only get the definition, but you also get some examples you can help apply. For those who would like to see this better, you can maximize your screen and you can play the video. And you can see this one is just a 29-second video.
An industry is a group.
So then you go through each of the definitions, then you can go either move forward by clicking that forward arrow there, or you can go back to your home screen. Let me minimize, and it will take you to the glossary of terms again, and you can go to the additional terms. So there are various ways of moving around. So when you go to the additional terms, you can see this sector, market research, industry, insights, and so on. So once you have completed this, you can now move to the next activity. So you can either click it here. from the list here, the beginner's quiz, or you can click next on this arrow down here, which takes you to the next lesson. Now, the beginner's quiz is not an assessment. It's just a way to jog your memory, to jog your understanding once you've gone through the terms. So it helps you really strengthen your understanding of the different terms, which will help you in the content and in the mandatory coursework that you're going to do. So it usually has 4 or 5 questions. It's good to go through it. Then once you have completed that, you can click next again. Now we jump into the session content. So in the session content, you have what is called the session primer. This is the page that you will, just a second, you will get to for the session primer. Let's give it a minute to load. So there's the home page. Anytime you feel lost, there's an icon here with the home page that you can get it. Let me refresh this so that we see if we can get to it better. Concept primer. There it is. So it shows you the objective of this lesson. And then you have the different questions or the different topics that you can go through. Why are problems important? How to understand problems, techniques for spotting problems, and there is deeper content. So why are problems important? You can see a slide here with some answers, some definitions, very interesting statistics, like 95% of all products fail based on a study by HBS and so on. And then you can go back to the home page to see what else is there. Sorry, my screen is taking a minute to load, but we'll still get to it. So how to understand problems, techniques for spotting problems. Let's look at this one. So in this, you have another video that you can click and listen to, and as well as additional definitions. Again, if you want to know any active links, you can click on that icon. So it tells us, aside from the video, we can just go back to our home screen. So, and then once you've gone through these,
I'm going to spit there because I think you get the idea. The idea is just for you to demonstrate that you are comfortable using the platform, that you understand where the the sort of tools and the modules and stuff is hidden. You know how to show it to your students. 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum. Otherwise, it's too long. It's very high level. You're not teaching a class, so I'm not expecting you to explain entrepreneurship to me. I'm sure we are all capable of doing that. It's more of a demonstration that you are comfortable with the process of using the platform, that you can translate that or demonstrate that to your students, show them what is important, where the important things is, why it's important to do certain processes following the next, why and how to do. So just touch high level on each of those components. You do not, Dorcas went through it in a lot more detail than what is required in the demonstration that I've just shared with you. So again, there are 2 ways we can do this. One way is you record a little video and send it to me via WhatsApp or email of yourself, excuse me, doing this teachback. The other way is next week, Wednesday, same time, same place, we can have a large group session where everybody gets the opportunity to do a teachback in a live environment online like we're doing now today. Or we can break it down into smaller groups that different time slots next week. It'll fit people's time frame and availability better to do the teachbacks. So that, and the thing is though, I need everybody to do the teachback as soon as possible. That's next important step. Then I need you all to complete the milestones and all of the quizzes and submit all of that. Yes, Jonathan, you got your hand up?
Yes, let me catch up. You say when we do that teach up, we should only record our faces, not including sending the screen, or
yes, you can. You can whatever works for you. You can do it. I don't want to see that if you want to record your face, telling me going through the process on your computer, recording yourself is like I'm doing now. You're seeing my face. You're not seeing the screen. I can stop screen share. You know, as long as I can hear and follow you going through the platform, that's fine. You know. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to share your screen or record yourself on Teams or Zoom or whatever you want to do, you can also do that. You know? Okay. Any other questions? Guys, I would like, if you can do this as soon as possible, that would be great. We need to make sure that everybody completes the milestones as soon as possible. I can give you dashboard access as a facilitator once I've got your teachback and you have completed the milestones or submitted your milestones. I can do it beforehand. Some of our experienced faculty already have access to the dashboard. Those of you that are new, before you do your own classes, or if you want to do your own classes quickly, please make sure you complete the submission of the milestones, the quizzes, and your teachback recording at the soonest. I need the teachbacks first. That is important for me to have. Then I know you're on this phase. Those of you that still need to submit milestone 2 and 3, please do that as soon as possible. All of the quizzes, use the cheat that I've shared with you to do the quizzes, the milestone 2 and milestone 3 quiz, or you can actually redo your milestone 1 as well using that. Do that as quick as possible. Please spend some time, get this process behind you, and then we can get you ready and onto the dashboard as a facilitator to start delivering the program. Okay. Once you have completed your first cohort, you will get a certificate as being a certified Wadhwani Ignite facilitator. If you've completed all of the work done, you will get access to it because you have completed the work, you have qualified. Yes, actually you can deliver the program, but I give you a certificate as a certified faculty only after you've completed your first cohort successfully. And are we all clear on that? Any questions? Everybody good? Jonathan, you still got your hand up? Is it a new question?
Oh no, I'm all right. I'm okay. Thanks. Let me remove it.
All right, guys, that's it from my side then. Yes, Pamela, question?
Hi, Charles. I just wanted to find out, so if we've done milestone 2, do we need to also submit quiz 2 tonight, or do we still have time
you
for
don't
that?
need to do it tonight. No, absolutely no. You don't need to do the quiz at the same time as the milestone. You can do it. There's no time limitation to the quiz. It's just good practice to do it in the same sort of stage as the milestone.
Hi, Charles.
Yes,
Charles?
Mary?
Yeah.
Hi.
Charles, I'm in milestone 3 and I'm finding it difficult to download my my financial plan so that I can get it and then of course paste in the column. So I don't know how to go about that.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share a recording with you guys on how to do the financials. It's very easy once you understand. And I was waiting for somebody to ask that question because it's usually only when they hit that wall when they say, oh, no, I'm struggling for some reason. I don't understand how to do this. So thank you for asking that, Mary. That's it's very, it's not tricky to do this, but there's again, an easy way or a difficult way. And I want you guys to know the easy way of doing it. So let me see if I can find that recording quickly.
Okay, thank you, Frank.
And then I'll share the recording, and that is module 9, if I'm correct.
That's module 9. Yes, that's module 9. Yes, that's module 9. Yeah.
Please, those of you who haven't watched the video that I've shared online, and I'll share that again on the groups, on the updates, there's certain updates on the platform. That's the updates that are now part of the full Ignite Africa is not included in the FDP that we did. So you guys didn't see those updates as part of your journey. So please watch that video on the Ignite update as well, so that you are, familiar with what is going to happen, or as far as the changes that are concerned. There are a few changes that has been made to the program to improve it. So please watch that recording. I will reshare that again, along with the module 9. I'm just looking for it while we. Is a how-to guide. Here we go. Got it. I'm sharing this on the WhatsApp group as we speak, but I'll also share it in the chat here. Give me a second. I've shared it in the WhatsApp group, and I will also share it in the chat here, so that you guys can just follow the link and watch that financial. It's very, very easy to do. It's not difficult at all, but it can be tricky. It can be tricky. Okay. Let's see. There we go. In the chat, you'll find the link. Also on the WhatsApp group, you'll find the same link on how to do the financial planning module before you get to milestone 3. If you guys run into any challenges, please let me know. If you need help on anything, please let me know. Now and in future, when you start to deliver the program on your own, it's easy to get lost in the process and follow and just get on board. But if you run into any challenges or anything that you're not sure of, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to guide you. Okay. But I've got how-to guides and cheat codes for most modules for facilitators. Also, as a facilitator, that you'll get access to content on your dashboard that will help you to understand some of the modules better yourself, even if you're not sure on some things. And I'll show you guys how to do that. So next steps would be then, those of you who want to do the recording of your 5 to 10 minute maximum teach back, please do that. Send that to me via email or WhatsApp even directly. Don't share it on the groups. Please just share it with me directly, or send it to me. Better still, send it to me via email. You can also upload it to YouTube or anything, or dump it in a folder and share the folder, whichever way works for you to get that video to me. The other option is next week, Wednesday, I'm going to schedule a session. Those that want to present live next week, Wednesday, please send me a WhatsApp. You can just put your hand up in a WhatsApp group and say, I'm so-and-so, I want to present next week, Wednesday afternoon. But if you commit to next week, Wednesday, guys, please don't bail out on it. I've seen this many times. People say, yeah, no, I'd rather do next week, or I'll present. And when the time is there, they're not prepared, or the internet is not working, or they feel stressed about it. Please don't stress about this. We're all human. Nobody's perfect. So please don't stress about it. If you just relax when you do the teach back, speak to it as if you're speaking to your students, or be comfortable in the space. Just relax. It's not a formal process, and just chill with this. I think so there's a question here. Somebody says that we've experienced some issues with quiz 7.1. I know there are still a few issues that are being specifically on the FDP program, because this FDP wasn't updated along with the full program. Let me quickly just pop into quiz 7. Is it module 7 that you are referring to? Module 7. Pamela, you posted the question. You just want to guide me exactly which quiz is it you're referring to? Module 7.1. Is that? Let me share my screen.
Hi, Charles. So I did the quiz, and I know other people have also done the quiz, and we've selected the correct answer. I sent you actually personally a screenshot.
Yes, I
selected
got your
the correct
screenshots.
answer. Yeah, and then the response was that I had selected the incorrect answer, but I know it was based on what the response was. It was the correct answer that I had selected. And a few of us have experienced that. Yeah,
don't stress about it too much at this stage, because the FDP program that we use is a very old version of the Ignite. It's not perfect. It is flawed. We just use it for training purposes. I'm sure you won't encounter that with the live version of the program, the full Africa Ignite. But if you do come across issues like this, and I have actually sent that through to platform, and I said, just check into this for me, because I'm not sure if it is a specific to the FDP or why this, but they said to me that it might just be because the FDP is an old version of a demo Ignite. It's not the full one. There are certain database issues and so on still relevant in this program, so thanks for the heads up on that. I did send that through, but don't stress about it too much. If you do come across an issue like this in the full program, now on that note, what I suggest you do, like I've done with the FDP, is once you create your own class, also enroll yourself as a student in your own class. Okay. It makes it so much easier to go through the journey alongside your students as a student, because they are going to encounter issues like this that you will probably not as a facilitator. Okay. So it doesn't matter how many times you do this, enroll yourself into every cohort or every class that you facilitate, so that you are actually alongside your students when they do it. Rosanna, you've got your hand up.
Hi, Charles. I just want to confirm. So, are we going to be doing the setup where we all meet next week, or are we sending the video out to you of us?
You decide. If you decide, you let me know. Would you rather do it live in a session next week, or are you going to send me the video? I'm going to.
I personally will send you the video.
No, that's fine. That doesn't matter. I just need to know, because if we schedule a session next week, it might be in a little bit of a different time slot. It won't be exactly in the same time slot as we have now. It might be earlier or later next week, Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday, my sessions have changed, so I won't be able to do the same time slot as we've got now. So that's why I'm asking. But I will put that, I'll share the time frames tomorrow via WhatsApp. Then you decide that you want to do it live, or would you rather send me the recording?
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Charles, this is Mary again. Are you
Mary.
talking about the pitch deck? Which video now? Because I remember there's also a task for a pitch deck to upload a video. Is that what you're asking us to send to you?
No. The teachback is the demo class. The demo class. Yeah, you don't have to do that video. You can just, what I suggest you do is find something on YouTube that can help explain your business idea, and just copy that link into that video.
Absolutely, Charles. That's what I did. So I did the right thing. Oh my God. That's what I did. Thank you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now the live demo classes is what we're talking about. So you guys let me know. You're going to send me the video. I'm going to presume most people will send me the video, but I will also create those slots for next week, and I'll share that with you, and you can let me know which slot will fit you best if you want to do it live. Okay. That's it from my side, guys. Thank you very, very much. This is our last group session in this format. It doesn't mean that this is the last time that we will be talking to each other. As a matter of fact, I think we will be engaging a lot more ongoing now. maybe not one-on-one, but we use this FDP chat that we have on WhatsApp to support each other going forward as well. Don't post stuff there that's not relevant to this program, please. Keep it focused on the Ignite program. If you run into any challenges, you're welcome to ask on that WhatsApp group. If you come across anything exciting or changes or something, that you share it on the WhatsApp group. I will also share on that WhatsApp group all of the links to the recordings, support classes, anything that changes at my end, I will communicate through that WhatsApp group. So please stay on it. Do not leave it. It's not going to close down. It'll be there while I'm around and while you guys are around. So it'll stay there so that we can help each other. Okay. So with that, it's from me until I see you again, either on video or in the teach back sessions next week. Have a great week, and thank you very, very much. Oh, by the way, I need to know from you, each and every one, what is your plan? When do you expect to start delivering Ignite at your institution? Please share that with me via email. It's very important so that I know what to expect and when I need to be ready and how we need to be ready to support you to help you launch successfully. Okay. That's it. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.